Defeated Sean O'Malley, of course. Another fight week for you. Will give us the feelings right now ahead of another big fight for you.
I feel good. I'm excited. The crowds are back, and I clearly don't need them to go out there and perform. I've proved that, and but the fact that they're coming back, it ups everything.
Yeah, wouldn't be the Sugar Show without a little bit of drama, right? I mean, you get the late switch up in opponent, but you tweeted out, I think, not surprised. I mean, so were you just the whole time really mentally preparing to have to switch things up?
It was weird. I just wasn't like when I got the call. I was just like, I truly wasn't surprised. I wasn't surprised that it happened. Yeah.
How about the opponent itself, right? Because it seemed like there was a list of people putting their names, putting their hands in the air, and then you end up with a newcomer. Were you surprised at that they brought somebody in from outside the promotion?
They sent me a list of a couple guys, Simon being one of them. I told them, I said, I want to obviously stay on the card. I've had a great camp. My weight's trending for a bantamweight fight. Find me someone that can make 35. They sent me a list of a couple guys. Simon was the toughest one on there, and I picked him. They called me and said, oh, he can't make weight. So I don't know if it was just a miscommunication that he put his name in there for 45. But I was pretty clear with the UFC. I said I want to fight at 35. So I don't know. There was a lot of people on Twitter that called me out that weren't on that list. I don't know if I don't really know. I'm just happy I'm on the card at 35.
And that's a good thing. You're getting to compete. But does it feel almost like a no-win situation? I mean, obviously this guy comes in and shocks you. He's shocking the world. You beat him, and it's like, oh, O'Malley beat another can. When are they ever going to test this guy?
Yeah, no, absolutely. That's the word around town. It's a lot of people think it's a lose-lose for me. I make a lot of money, go out there and knock this kid out. This kid's tough. This is not, I watched one of his fights this morning for the first time. He's not just a scrub. He's not a nobody. He is kind of a nobody. No one really knows who he is. But to be fair, not a lot of people know who Simon is really. I mean, he's beat a couple dudes in the UFC. I couldn't tell you how many fights he's even had in the UFC. So yeah, he comes in there, shocks the world. It's a huge fight for him. Props for him just stepping up to take it. He might be thinking it's a win-win for him. He goes out there and loses. He's in the UFC. But I don't just knock people out. I change people's careers. I really, mentally, the way I knock people out, they gotta, they step into that cage, they're different the next fight out there. So this could be the beginning of his career, or this could be the end of his career. We'll see.
It's the last thing for me, I guess. What is the goal for it? I know you want to go out there and win, but it seems like you're pretty pumped up with fans back in the building. So does it feel like you want to go in there and put on even more of a show than normal, or do something extra special, those viral moments that you're famous for?
Yeah, I don't think I have to do anything extra special. I think everything I do is pretty special. It's pretty extra special anyway. I'm ready for 15-minute war. This kid's tough. My knockouts don't come from me trying to get viral knockouts. They come from, it's just my style. It's how I've been knocking people out since I was 16 years old. It just happens. And if I go out there and try to force something like that, that's when it gets, that's when it's dangerous for me. So I go out there, I'm ready for a 15-minute war. Just so happens that I find people's chins in spectacular fashion.
Sean, over to your left over here. Recent interview you did, you were talking about how everyone wants to see you fight a wrestler, and that's something we haven't seen from you yet. So instead of getting a wrestler, have you ever thought about going into a matchup like this one, for example, and trying to show it off ahead of time before you get these wrestlers?
Well, people want to see me get wrestled. They don't want to see me wrestle. Yeah, I don't know. I think I'm 26 years old. I got 10 years in the UFC. We're going to see me fight a wrestler. That was one of the reasons I picked Simon. He literally, his game plan is to lay on me, and I wanted to go out there and put his lights out. So he missed a huge opportunity. He could even said, I'm going to make 35, came in and missed weight, still gets to fight me on the biggest card, still gets knocked out, but gets to fight me. So yeah, I think I got 10 years of fighting. We're gonna see me fight a wrestler.
So are you kind of looking at Ricky next, or
no? He missed his opportunity, man. He really did. It sucks for him, but definitely not. I got someone in my mind who's going to be next.
All right, sounds good. And you're very popular on Twitch. Been doing the gaming. So just curious, going back, like, what was your favorite game growing up?
Yeah, I get addicted to one game at a time. Some people play like 3-4 different games. I get addicted, and in my mind, I'm like, I'm gonna be the best in the world at this game. Unrealistic. But favorite game growing up depends how old I was. Madden was up there. Call of Duty was up there. Halo at one point was up there. Probably Call of Duty if I had to pick one.
Best of luck, Sean. Thanks.
Thank you.
Sean, right here. How's the last few months been for you, like outside the octagon? Because we've seen you at the Triller shows, we've seen you at the concerts and everything. So, how's life been between fights?
Yeah. After I did the conference last time, I said I wanted to go to that fight, and you guys made it happen. So thank you. Yeah, the Triller event was nuts. It was fun. It was my first time going to like a big party like that. And it was fun. And that lifestyle can pull you in 100%. I could see how people get sucked into that. I think I partied like 3 weekends in a row, which was, I've never done that. It was fun. It was a really good time. Yeah, I'm very, very prepared.
Will you be going to the Jake Paul Woodley fight?
Where's that at? Is that Miami as well? No.
We don't know yet.
We don't know. I'm going to be there 100%.
And then after your last fight, you said you were very excited specifically to fight Thomas Almeida because he kind of flat-footed, goes forward, and you could do a lot of damage to him throughout the fight. Specifically with Chris, have you watched anything that shows that you are excited for this stylistic matchup?
Yeah, like I said, I watched him fight for the first time this morning. He likes to stand southpaw. I haven't really fought any southpaws, so that'll be interesting. But it doesn't really look like he's fought any southpaws, and I can literally stand both stances and be just as effective, offensive and defensive. I do that better than anybody in the UFC. So we'll see how he adapts to a southpaw and southpaw. I've knocked a lot of my first pro boxing fight. My only pro boxing fight was southpaw and southpaw, and I broke that dude's jaw. So we'll see which stance he wants to come out with.
Were you looking to fight a southpaw for this next fight, like specifically, or did it just happen you picked this fight and he's a southpaw?
No, I didn't know. I didn't know he was southpaw till this morning. I know Smolka. I'm pretty sure he's just orthodox. I think everyone kind of switches here and there a little bit, but I think Smolka was orthodox. And yeah.
And then 2 more quick ones. Will we see you courtside at the NBA Finals back home at all?
Yeah, I would love to. Yeah, that would be insane. I went to the Lakers Suns game, and we were up in like the suites, and it's just not the same. I want to be courtside, or else I'd rather watch at home. But yeah, if we could make that happen, yeah.
Lil Wayne's been very loud courtside for those fights. I mean, those games.
That's awesome. Yeah, no, that's definitely something I would like to do.
And then finally, prediction for the main event: Conor and Dustin.
I think Conor gets it done. I think it's such a tricky fight. It's a tricky fight. Even just saying that right now, I'm like, I don't know. Maybe goes into the later rounds and doesn't. I don't know, man. I think Conor gets it done.
Sean, real quickly to your right, bit of left field, but who do you favor in the upcoming Sanhagen and Dillashaw fight, and why?
It's a good question. That's in this cage, right? Apex, small cage. I think that. I don't think people realize how much different fights are from little cage to big cage. That fight's going to be crazy because they both just move so much. There's a lot of question marks around TJ. Can he perform without needles? I don't know. No one knows. We'll see. Corey can. We've seen him do it. We don't know how long TJ's been taking that. How does that affect him mentally? There's a lot of question marks there. I got Corey. I think Corey's going to get the job done.
Thanks.
Hey, Sean, can I ask you a little bit more? This fight, coming into Las Vegas, the big fight card at T-Mobile sold out, kind of the first big event here in the fight capital of the world. Can you talk a little bit about being on this card, the importance of this, and kind of getting back to normal with everything?
Yeah, even when we were fighting at the Apex, it definitely felt a little off without the crowds, but for fight week, it's pretty much this. It feels normal every time we do fight week. Little things different here and there. If there was no fans, I would go out there and do the same thing I'm going to do. Just having the fans, it just makes it more exciting, more energy, more electric. and the Conor Dustin, this could be potentially the biggest card ever, or biggest pay-per-view ever, more eyeballs than ever. And though there's a ton of celebrities that are going to be out, a lot of people performing in Vegas that weekend. So all eyes are on the fight card Saturday night.
And then, can I ask you a little bit? The Athletic Commission no longer testing for marijuana, weed now. I mean, just your thoughts on that.
Is that true? Is that like for sure? Oh wow.
Passed it today.
Yeah, I'm usually about 2 weeks out kind of guy to where I stop because the munchies. I don't know if you heard about them, and we got to cut weight, and it's just no. I like the little 2 weeks break. Because if I didn't have to do it, which I guess I don't now anymore, but I always enjoyed the little 2 weeks. It made it. Yeah, I enjoy the 2 week break, so I'm excited for after. But yeah, nothing changes there for me. I'll probably continue to do 2 weeks out.
Hey, Sean, over here. Matches your shirt pretty well, but is it gonna stay that way until Saturday?
Yeah, the hair matched the whole merch drop. I had the Sugar Show merch drop. I wrapped my Tesla in the same colors, pink and blue. It's just fun to play around with that. The merch drop went really, really well. And then Danny, my girl, she does my hair. So it's always fun to just play around with the different looks.
Thank you.
Sean, to your left. So you're one of the most criticized fighters. Everybody calls you out. Everybody wants to fight you. Everybody criticizes your opponents. Why do you think that is? Because a lot of the fighters don't get the attention you get. They're jealous?
I think a lot of fighters don't get the attention I get. I'm putting on beautiful performances. It comes down to the knockouts, really. I mean, going back to the Alfred knockout, even before that, and when I was in the UFC, when I fought David Nuzzo, that knockout went viral. It comes down to the performances. People are attracted to that. I think it comes down to the performances, and then the outfits. Even it's just little things that get attention. I mean, this is my fight. Even though I'm fighting Chris, who's never been in the UFC, is still going to do huge numbers. There's still going to be a ton of people watching this fight, a ton of people that are excited for this fight. I feel like my fan base is just as excited for my fight as they are the trilogy, Conor versus Dustin, which is insane. And I think the numbers will show that. I don't know if you can really prove that at all, but if you can, I think it would show that.
How much of the marketing is it in the octagon versus outside of the octagon? Because some guys can fight and they don't get the attention.
Yeah, everything I do outside the octagon isn't really. I mean, it is kind of marketing. It is kind of thought about, but a lot of it's just because I enjoy it. The podcast, the streaming on Twitch, making vlogs on YouTube. It's because I enjoy that stuff, and it just so happens to be marketing as well.
Last question. Conor McGregor has left a lasting legacy on the sport. How has he inspired you as a fighter? Because he's obviously changed the game in terms of not just being a fighter, but being a superstar.
Yeah, that's a good question. I think the first time I watched him fight was against Max Holloway. And he's just something about him. You're like, damn, I want to watch him fight again. I want to continue to watch. And I just, I've watched every single interview he's ever done. I've watched all of his fights multiple times. I love the way he carries himself. And a lot of people said I try to be like Conor. It's like I don't know. I mean, you can have two people that have similar personalities. Like, oh, you try to dress like Conor. You try to fight like Conor. Try to act like Conor. Talk like Conor. It's like, no, that's not true at all. I definitely have taken bits and pieces and learned from him, which I think is a smart thing to do. Learn from someone who's that successful and doing that well. But yeah, he's definitely inspired me a ton. The way he carries himself, the way he handles pressure, the way he goes into these big fights. I've learned a lot from him. I'm pumped to meet him. I've never met him, so it'll be cool.
Sean, over here on your left, your rival Chito Vera recently put on an impressive performance against Davey Grant. You said that your main takeaway was that Chito seemed slow. What did Chito do in that fight that impressed you, and does that rematch interest you potentially next after this weekend since Chito is a ranked opponent?
Chito's tough. That's it. He's tough. He's slow. I think we all saw that. I was very high watching that. I'm like, is this slow motion or is he actually that slow? He's slow. He's just not. Which is, he's tough. That's his best attribute. Is he's durable and he's tough. A rematch after this fight, no, I don't think he's quite deserved that yet. He beat Davy Grant. I didn't even know Davy Grant was a person. I'm about to beat Chris. No one knows he's a person either. So, but I have someone in mind I'm gonna call out after this fight. It's not Chito. I think that's a big fight down the line if he continues to win.
And you recently said that you don't necessarily mind fighting whoever the UFC chooses for you because, in your opinion, they're all easy. Out of the top 15 at bantamweight, who presents the toughest challenge for you and why?
I mean, realistically, everyone in the top 10 is a tough fight. Fighting is crazy. Going in there with anybody, I mean, even Chris, no one knows. I mean, it's still a fight. It's still going to be a tough fight. Yeah, I mean, realistically, the whole top 10 is tough fights. I just believe in my preparation and my skill set that I can take them all out.
And last one from me. You said recently that you're going to knock out Chris with something never done before. What should fans expect to see in this fight?
Yeah, that's the plan. Go out there and get another viral knockout. But like I said, when I close my eyes, I kind of try to picture what would be crazy, what would be insane, what's never been done before. Just to kind of plant the seed in my mind. Maybe if I see that opportunity in the octagon, the idea is hurt him. I want to hurt him to where he's, when I hurt Eddie, he was like just hardly there. When I hurt Alfred in the Contender Series, he was just hardly there. Those are the moments that I can pick and choose what kind of knockouts I want. I got to hurt him first, and then I get the spectacular knockout. So yeah, I plan on doing, going in there. Like I said, I'm ready for 15 minutes. If it's gonna be 15 minutes, we saw me against Thomas Almeida. I could have went 5-5. I'm ready for 15 minutes. I'd like to hurt him and do something that's never been seen before.
Thanks, Sean.
Sean, do you have a post-fight strain picked out yet?
Post-fight strain? No, I don't. I plan on getting a little drunk after, actually, a little buzzed up, and then maybe wind down about 3-4 a.m. with a joint. But I plan on getting buzzed up after.
Hey, Sean. One of the functions of trash talk, sort of intended or not, is marketing, as you were just talking about. I'm just curious how you would compare sort of talking smack in the capacity of a UFC fighter versus doing so as a gamer on Twitch or otherwise.
God, yeah, talking smack on gaming. That's probably where I got it from. The Call of Duty trash talk's the worst too. Like it's bad. Compared to talking trash in the UFC, I feel like you have to have a good opponent, not a good opponent, but someone fun to talk trash to. Like with Smolka. I didn't say anything bad. I mean, I said he licked the wrestling match because he tried to get staff, but that was after. But I had nothing bad to say about Smolka. I really don't have anything bad to say about Chris. I'm thankful he took the fight, and he should be thankful that he gets the fight. But I think the Peter Yan fight, the Cody Garbrandt fight, the TJ Dillashaw fight. Those are going to be the ones where it's going to be some mental warfare, some back and forth bickering, some shit talking, and I'll probably practice on Call of Duty. Yeah.
What kind of practice, and what lessons have you learned in Call of Duty?
Can't get your feelings hurt. Can't take it personal.
That makes sense. All right.
Second round KO.